Hello everybody. Forgive my camera angle. I'm working behind it, quite literally, behind the camera, and I don't have the right focus here. Just want to touch base with you guys. So, a concept. I've been working on a concept for 12 gauge cartridges for muzzle loaders. And I think I've stumbled upon something that will help a lot of people out. For all being honest, making paper cartridges, making some kind of cartridge for a muzzle loader, it's a pain in the ass. It takes a long time. It's fun. Can be cathartic for some people. But for me, I don't have a lot of time, and I just wanted to figure out a quick and dirty way to hurry up and make cartridges. So, I found these Pyro tubes. These Pyro tubes I got from Cannon Fuse. A pack of these, about $6 or $7. They're not expensive, and I think they're going to be worth it. So let me give you the measurements for these. So these smaller ones, they have an ID, internal dimension of 9/16, an outside diameter of 11/16, just below, I think a 16th below 3/4 if my measurement's right, and a length of 1.5. Now, you can see I've already done some work here with this guy. Before I get ahead of that, sorry. Let me show you the plugs they come with. So this is why it turned me on, because, think about it guys, look. We can get this guy here, right? Cap him in the bottom. And this just presses in friction tight. You can glue it if you want, but you can press it down like that. And it's pretty flush, right? So I'll push it with my pinky. But right, we can cap it, turn it over, pour some powder, and then maybe like put a small wad in there, fill it, rest with shot, cap it off on the top. You got a thing. Now let me show you what's cool about this. Let me get my barrels real quick. This is a chopped barrel of a 12 gauge, a cartridge 12 gauge, mind you. Now, I want to make sure these go in really well, and check that out. That play. Now, I know we want things to be snug when we're dealing with muzzleloaders and tolerances and everything like that, with firearms in general. But my concept was something we can drop down the tube, right? And just have it, I don't know if you heard that. It slid all the way to the bottom, slides all the way out. So think about that. Let's say one half of this, and I think I might have screwed the pooch because I capped both ends here. A part of this could have maybe like a flare out, or maybe you put some coffee paper, so maybe it kind of goes down well and then sits at the bottom. Maybe you can puncture the end. This concept here, I actually was going to put a small amount of fuse on the end. It's almost like a hybrid of making a pyro shell / paper cartridge. But think about something like this going down the barrel, right? So it kind of hugs. This kind of makes it hug a little bit. Slides down. You can push it down, or even drop down if you don't really care about how tight it is. Your whole cartridge is there, right? You got your shot, your powder on the bottom. Ignition source goes off, lights this. You might have a hang fire bit, so it's going off. Boom, lights that thing, shoots your shot. This stays in the tube. Now, I haven't tested any of this yet, so this is all just kind of prefacing to the actual manufacturing of some of these I'm going to make, and I'm going to test to see how they work. Hopefully, when it combusts, we have ignition, the shot's fired, this doesn't swell and can come out. If it can come out, then we're on the money. This is great. We have something we can just drop down, zoop, let it hit the bottom, fire around, turn your gun over, zoop, slides out the front, happy day. If not, well, we still didn't lose that much. For how cheap these things are, they make great charge tubes. Yeah, even if you just wanted to have, a plain one like this, well, not without the fuse, if I can find out where I put my other cap. Let's just say something like that. Oh, it's all the way pushed in. That's why I couldn't see it. But, right, just something encapsulated like that. Carry it in your pocket. If you want to unload it, you can just kind of push it out from one end, right, until it goes through. Oops, kind of flew out. And, well, see, I talk about it being kind of easy, and now it's kind of hard. This is the first time doing anything like this on video, so bear with me. I don't know, use some device, push it all the way through so your cap would fall off, your powder would come out, your wad, your shot, and you're over the barrel like this, and you kind of just go, and you shoot all the contents out. You still have this, maybe you even still have this at the end of the day. So I kind of wanted to show you guys that idea. The caps for these, they sell them on the Cannon Fuse website, so you'd go to this link, you'd find this, and then you'd also be linked to these. And I mean, that's awesome. It just kind of goes on like that, and you don't even have to glue it if you don't want to. But just an idea of something that can go down the barrel and come out, and you don't really have to worry about biting it, tearing it off, or worrying about sparks getting through, you know, especially if you do it with some candid fuse. Yes, you're going to have delayed fire, but I don't know. I'm just thinking about ease of processing and slapping these things together real fast. This one, so this is a slug, right? So this is not a .690 slug, or round ball rather. This is actually 1 ounce cannonball fishing weight. So it's a little bit smaller, but it's closer in dimensions. I just had some lying around, so I was messing around and seeing how they'd fit. It doesn't go down the tube, of course, so it kind of sits out. What I did is I took some coffee filter, wrapped it around the ball, and then just kind of kept it at the thing, hot glued it around, and that's kind of what it looks like. So I can put the powder in here, then I can put one of these fuse plugs, and then it's almost like it's a hybrid. It's almost like I'm making a firework, right? Because you'd use hot glue a lot. I know a lot of people who make fireworks use hot glue. And what I would do, I didn't get my hot glue gun enough, what am I saying? Hot enough. So it's kind of thicker. You can see it's got a little bit of a rib there. It still can go, like that can slide. It gets a little meaty here. But if I'm sending it home, boom, you know, muzzleloaders, you want to, that may actually add to a seal, but then again, you have hot glue down the barrel. So I don't know. I'm trying to think about what that really means to get a slug attached to this. Again, if you want to use it just as charge tubes and you have your slugs in a different pocket, right? So pop it, drop the thing down, you charge down the tube, put a ball down the barrel there, and then, you know, you're good to go. But just a concept. One more thing before I go. I want to show you this one. So I bought another pack. While we're on the topic of maybe using some of these as charge tubes, I got these guys. So these are really big. 1 inch diameter, but internal diameter, 1 inch outer diameter, forgive me, and 3/4 inch internal diameter. So everything can just go right down here. And just like those, I got 100 count of these plugs as well. So same concept, right? It goes through. But if you didn't want to worry about like a ball, your slug not going all the way down this, you could just drop everything down here, put spacers in here, wad spacers, and have a whole thing ready to go if that's what you're into. So my goal with all this, and I'm going to keep working at it, is having something probably more like these, where I can just drop the whole thing down and hopefully the shell can just fall out. It won't be the best fit. It won't be a super tight fit inside of the chamber, but I don't know. It may be worth something. So just wanted to share it with you guys, seeing if, yeah, I don't know, if it tickles your fancy. Kind of exciting for me, because I want to slap some stuff together, not have to sit there, cut paper and glue stick, and This I can just go, boom, pour powder, a little bit of paper, shot, cap it, good to go. Maybe if just poke a pinhole here so a flash hole can go through, whole thing, good as day. But we'll see if it swells in the chamber. Anyways, have a good one, guys. Questions, concerns, leave a comment.